Hello there, Dr. Sheep here. Welcome back to our TGIF Talks, episode 104. I'm joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
Is that my cue?
Yeah, that's your cue.
Oh. Goodbye?
What? Alright. Roll the intro.
Wouldn't you like to get away?
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
And they're
actually haven't
always
done it.
magic.
Probation.
Huh?
With that brief moment of probation.
That was like 1 week, but like also you no, that was a 1 week thing, and it no, it was a 1 week thing, and then when you were in Spain.
Yeah. Well, I think, didn't we do one?
No, we never, because we didn't have any
We talked. Yeah, that's right. We didn't have a way to record me.
at the time. We never
And
really,
you and Will did a podcast, and apparently did not go so well.
that was the summer I did a bunch of interviews, I think, so.
Oh.
Or maybe not. I don't know. No, yeah, Will and I did one. And then Kyle and I did one.
We need to get him on again.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Why? He doesn't do anything. It's always the same thing. Oh, college sucks. I'm busy. I'm stressed out. All because he doesn't get his work. That's all because he does it to himself. None of it's actually like, you know, just college-inducing stress. It's all
Yeah,
self-induced.
and you got to hear about him in his 80-hour work week.
Exactly. No, we don't need that. We don't need
It's
that
a joy.
depression.
A little bundle of joy.
Yeah, like I said, we don't need the depression here in the inner sanctum.
Yeah, we're already depressed enough.
Exactly. Our 9
Nothing
to
can
5
bring us
jobs
down
and
further.
lives. No, we don't want something that brings us down further. We're all
Nothing can. We're already at rock bottom.
no. We can still go further. Anyways, today's podcast we've got 2 topics. We first have rating foods and stuff.
We have topics.
And then last night. So let's just chicken here. So I've now officially been to 3 different wing places. All right, I've been to Wings and Rings. I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings and Wingstop. Wingstop is definitely the worst.
Of all the wing places.
Yes. Now it's been a long time since I've been to Wings and Rings, so I can't quite remember. I can't compare it to Buffalo Wild Wings. It's also been a long time since I've been to Buffalo Wild Wings. So I can't compare them that well. I just know they were better. Because these wings...
Now, let's think about it.
I'm not talking sauce. I'm talking just like
No.
the texture of the chicken.
Hang on. So, you got me curious, though. What is the difference between a wing, a boneless wing, and a tender?
Nothing.
Are they not...
Theoretically nothing.
Like,
There shouldn't be...
I guess the only difference I could think of is that tenders take the meat, from elsewhere, the thigh or the breast or
They
whatever.
take it from the tenderloin.
Or was it just the tenderloin?
Yeah, that's why they're called chicken tenders.
So the wing should... So a boneless wing should only have the wing meat.
No. It comes from the breast, which is the big difference.
Then why is it a boneless... Then why is it a wing?
See, now you see why everybody complains when people order boneless wings.
Wait. Is this true?
If I'm not mistaken, boneless chicken wings are made with breast meat. Tenderloins are made... chicken tenders are made with tenderloins. And that's the distinction. And then chicken strips are every part of the chicken.
Boneless chicken wings are made with breast meat. What? They're cut down into wing-sized pieces. I've been lied to and breaded to make them look more like a traditional wing.
Yep.
I've been lied to. Boneless wings are not wings at all.
Nope. That's why I literally, after you ordered your food last night, I looked at the guy and I'm like, I wanted to slap him when I heard him say he ordered boneless.
What?
Because they're just chicken tenders. Except they're
But
from the
they're
breast meat.
but
They're
they're also-
worse. They're subpar chicken tenders.
They're also like $2 cheaper.
True. But they're also
They're like $2
subpar.
cheaper. Wait, did the guy give you a look when I said boneless?
No.
Oh, well, see, he doesn't.
They don't care.
Exactly.
Well, also when I brought it up, he was just kind of like dead silent, and I'm like, okay.
What, you said that to him?
Yeah. I was like, I ought to smack him when I heard him when they ordered boneless. True people go to wing stops.
And wait, what
get
did he
actual
say?
wing.
He was
didn't
just
say
silent?
anything. He didn't say anything.
See, he did not care.
Apparently.
He had no opinion on the matter. Probably because he probably likes boneless himself.
What a weirdo.
Weirdo.
Oh well. Yeah.
I mean, yes, I've had wings. Wings are good. I just think that, it was cheaper. Plus, not only is it cheaper, you get more bang for your buck. Because half of my meat, half of my calories that I want to consume, I can actually consume. You can't consume the bone.
Yeah, but I get better meat.
No,
Actually,
you
I
go there for
wonder.
the sauce.
Actually, I wonder if the. You know what? I bet you the bone-in actually have more calories than the boneless.
Why?
Because it's dark meat. And dark chicken meat's much more oily and fatty compared to breast meat. That's why everybody eats breast meat. It's lean. It's good for you. Anyways.
I think probably a large percentage comes down to... See, it's probably difficult to measure, because I think a large percentage comes down to how much of the sauce you're consuming. Because, they put a lot of sauce.
Yeah.
Does sauce have a lot of calories, or is it just herbs?
No. It's got a lot of calories.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Sauce
thinking.
is a ton of calories.
That's what I'm thinking. So you'd have to... It'd be very difficult to measure.
I will say this.
You have to just measure...
So here's the debate, right? So Saturday I was at work, and this is the whole point. They were talking about how much they all like canes, my coworkers, and I do not like canes. And they're like, "But you've been there like 9 times. How do you not? But you like, why have you been there 9 times?"
You keep going. You keep
And
going.
here's what I told them. I'm like, not a single one of those times did I go there consentingly.
Oh, really? You've never gone there?
I've never said, "Hey, let's go to Cane's."
So your rule...
It's always somebody else like, "Let's go to Cane's," and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to argue with them. Because I know people die hard by Cane's, and it's just like, there's no point in arguing with them.
Yeah?
I don't like it. It's not, everybody's like,
Let me ask you, have you ever tried the sauce?
No, I'm talking about just, but here's what irritates me. People are like, their chicken's so juicy. I'm like, what?
No, I will not
Their
give you that.
chicken
No.
has never been juicy for me, not once. And I've been there 9 freaking times. Every single damn time I take one bite, I'm like, freaking dry as hell. And then the fries are mediocre.
I don't think I'll go that far, but their chicken's just all right. But let me ask you though, have you ever tried the sauce?
No, I don't really want to.
So you've never even given it a try?
No. But here's the thing.
Have you ever used ranch, or do you use ranch on salad? Or do you just not eat salad? Okay. So it's not that you don't like ranch, you just prefer not to use it.
I just don't. It's not ranch. It's ranch mixed with other stuff. If they just offered ranch, I'd be fine.
I think it's like their specialty ranch, isn't it?
It's mostly ranch.
Exactly.
But it's mixed with other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the other stuff is because they don't tell you.
Well, let's look it up.
No, you have people assuming what's in it. No one actually knows. It's trade secret.
Well, no, but I'm sure they can.
See, this is people's assumptions of what's in it. People don't actually know.
But what if you have an allergy?
They can, but
they can tell you the ingredients,
they can tell you the ingredients, but you
Exactly.
don't know percentages.
I don't care about percentages.
No, percentage is the biggest part.
No, I just want to know the ingredients.
Well, the ingredients don't matter. It matters the percentages of those ingredients.
Yes,
Because it could say, oh, there's mayo, peanuts, whatever, but it could be 90% mayo.
I know, but I just want to know what the ingredients are. So I just want to know.
But nobody, I guess,
Well,
I don't
no,
know.
but they do have to list it by majority. So it is standard to list the largest percentage of the ingredient has to come first.
True.
That is given, and it has to go most to least.
Although, think about KFC. Their seasoning, they don't list anything. They just tell you 11 herbs and spices or whatever it is.
Yeah, but I don't think that... Does that matter? Because I don't know if there's a spice allergy. Is that a thing? I'm sure there is.
Well, it's the same thing here. It's going to be the same spices in the sauce. Only difference about the sauce is it's just going to... Every one of these sauces is... The two biggest groups of sauces is literally mayo and ketchup.
Yeah, mayo.
It's all mayo.
There is a lot of mayo.
Every sauce is just a derivative of mayo.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just mixed with mayo, except for maybe like gourmet mustards.
So they're using ketchup. I mean, they're still using what you like.
I don't like to mix my food though.
Let's see. Does
And I don't like
do they
mayo.
even use ranch?
Ranch is mostly mayo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's why it's white and creamy. It's mayo. I learned that.
Oh, wait. Actually, I think I took a picture of a ranch bottle, actually.
I mean, I have it in the refrigerator, but...
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I have ranch. Who doesn't have ranch in their refrigerator?
I don't, because I just threw it out.
Oh.
I used it all up. Soybean oil, water, vinegar, sugar, egg yolks.
Yep, there you go. It doesn't say mayo, but
Those are the ingredients in mayo.
That's the ingredients for mayo. Well, the vinegar isn't. That's what makes ranch different from regular. All mayo is amalgamation of oil and eggs and milk.
Yeah. Mayonnaise.
Well, anyways, so here's my issue, right? If the only way, and this is what they were arguing with me at work, they're like, if the only way that their restaurant is good is because they have a proprietary sauce, then I don't want to eat there. Because their product should be able to stand alone by itself without the sauce. The sauce should just be a way to enhance the experience. Their chicken, their other products should be able to stand alone. But they don't. Their chicken strips, actually, as far as I'm concerned, nobody's chicken strips actually stand alone. They're all kind of trash.
Because...
The best chicken strips I've ever had are freaking the frozen ones in the refrigerator.
Well, yeah, because those are seasoned. No, so where I was going with this earlier, I guess now I will say it on the live stream or on the, online. But to me, chicken on its own needs to be seasoned. It's just, if you just cook just plain grilled chicken, no seasonings or anything, it is just kind of bland. The whole reason of seasoning foods is to enhance the flavor of the meat and to add other stuff to it to make it worth eating. That's why you add seasoning, is to make the food worth eating. And so...
Although, have you ever had, like, chicken and, like, the parts that have like, caramelized, kind of like you would have on a steak?
Not
Where
sure.
it's almost burnt, but it's just brown on the parts of a chicken that's grilled with
Yeah.
seasoning.
Oh, yeah, when you bake it.
Or when you bake it, or if you try and grill it.
Yeah, but usually that's from the seasoning, and that makes it good, though.
Oh, no, so, like, when I make the tacos and stuff, and if I have the burnt part, tastes amazing. Because the chicken caramelizes, and oh my god. That's what, and the steak's good with that, too. No seasonings required. It's just good, natural, good flavor right there. Now, granted, it's more carcinogenic that way, but, whatever.
Anyways, where I was going with this is that there are two categories to enhance the flavor of your chicken. You have seasonings and you have sauce. Okay? some people are those are two types of people, right? You can either add seasonings and just have an enhanced chicken that just does not, maybe your fingers get oily or whatever. And then the other experience is just the sauce, which will coat the chicken. And so you're tasting more of the sauce than the chicken. But it's the same deal with the seasonings. Because like I said earlier, the chicken is just kind of bland. You're tasting the seasonings more than the actual meat. And so it shouldn't matter if it's seasonings or sauce. Either way, you should only really use one. If you're going to focus your way of enhancing the flavor of the chicken on seasonings, then you shouldn't really use sauce because sauce is just going to drown out the seasonings. A really good chicken that seasons well should not require a sauce because the sauce will just drown out all the flavors. Likewise, if you're going to focus on the sauce, it's a waste of time to focus on the flavors of the seasonings because the sauce, that your wonderful sauce, will just drown out the flavors of the seasoning.
Which is why it's impossible to compare restaurants based on sauces. I have to compare them on how they prepare their generic chicken strips.
No, because it shouldn't matter how you eat it. If you're going to compare, you should have two categories, right? So you should have a category of seasoned chicken and a category of sauce.
No one has seasoned chicken. Everyone just has chicken strips.
No, if you go to that place, Chicken and Beer, Rikaki's.
They might just say
theirs is seasoned. Have you had it?
They might. I've never been.
It's actually really good.
But they might see. Here's the thing, though, right? Most places don't tell you. They just say it's chicken strips. They don't tell you whether it's seasoned or not. Some places do tell you that it is seasoned, but it might just be seasoned just like Arby's chicken strips are seasoned.
Okay,
even though it doesn't say they're seasoned.
But when you get it, you know if it's seasoned or if you're going to use the sauce, right? But my point is that the sauce, it should not matter if it comes on the side or if it's on the chicken, because either way, it's just a preference on whether or not you want to get your hands messy while eating it.
Well,
here's the
thing, though.
Some places will serve you your chicken and it'll just be dressed with the sauce. Okay, fair enough. But
that's a different type of chicken now.
No, it's the same thing.
I've never whose chicken strips.
Okay, not strips. Those are wings.
But see, now you're comparing. That's wings are a complete different category.
Okay, yes, but I'm just saying it should not matter if you drizzle the sauce over the chicken or if you dip it. It's the same thing. Like the seasoning is basically just no one dips their chicken in seasoning. Okay, they cook it with the seasoning, so it should not matter if it's how it's prepared. Either way, you have two categories of it just being seasoned and sauce. Either way, it's still chicken. If you're a sauce person, then you're not going to really have a preference then you're not really going to care for people that...
By your logic means we cannot compare any restaurant ever because everybody does it differently. Everything is different. There's no way to compare it, and therefore you can't, and nobody can ever tell me, oh, this person's chicken's the best. No, it's impossible to compare. Therefore, there is no best, and every argument to ever review anything and quantify whether something's good or bad is completely out the window. You have to be able to define a standard, and seasonings is the issue. If they don't put seasonings on their chicken, that's fine by me. Whatever. Yeah. Choose to do whatever the hell you want with your damn seasonings. But when I order your chicken strips, I'm going to eat it the same way I do it everywhere else. And if your chicken, let's say it does have seasonings, great. It's a good chicken great. Maybe whatever. Maybe their place doesn't put seasonings on it. But there are some places that don't have a specialty sauce that don't season their chicken wings. Their chicken strips. And so those places, they have to figure out a different way to make their chicken taste good.
Well, if you don't season it, if you don't season it and you don't have a sauce, how does it taste good?
You ever been to Sonic?
No.
Their chicken is wings.
Exactly. You said terrible.
So Sonic.
You said it's terrible. Why? Because they don't season. They don't add sauce.
But no. Here's the thing. So Sonic's chicken strips are awful. Who else is there awful? Who's the? But they don't have a specialty sauce. So why the hell aren't
they don't have a sauce and they don't season? That's why it's bad.
But you shouldn't have to. But I don't think any restaurant should have to just rely on their sauce, because
they rely on the sauce because they don't.
They
season.
Shouldn't. I don't think any restaurant should.
It's a preference.
Okay, but let's just go on the actual chicken itself, ignoring the seasonings, which I can do, and I can tell you this: they all still suck.
Yeah, because you're not seasoning it.
No. I'm talking the juiciness, the tenderness, the way the breading sits on it, whether it peels off easily or not, whether there's a lot of breading or no breading, how hard the breading is.
The breading is from frying. That's oil. That's still a way of seasoning. That's still a sauce.
I'm not going on taste. I'm going purely on textures. No taste.
Okay.
And let me tell you, and that is why Cane's still fails. Because their chicken texture sucks. Only good part about Cane's is that it's lightly fried.
That's your opinion. I disagree.
Is that it's lightly fried. That's the best part about Cane's, is that they have a very light frying.
The sauce is how they prefer you to eat their chicken.
But I don't think that's how you can't compare then.
Why?
If they have to rely on sauce, I can't compare.
That's like saying that you should not have to compare. That's like saying, okay, let's say you have a restaurant that does not use a sauce. Like, actually, there's some places that when they make their steak, they don't have an A1 sauce because they want you to eat their steak with the seasonings that they use to make it, because the sauce will just completely drown out the flavors.
Here.
Let me go on. Hang on. So, if you have, I'm sure there's a restaurant, or either way, you can make your chicken, and if you cook it with just enhanced flavors of seasonings, you should not have to take off the seasonings to enjoy their chicken. Likewise, it's the same deal with the sauce. Not adding their sauce is the same way of like trying to strip off the seasonings, because that's how their chicken was meant to be eaten. Their chicken was meant to be enjoyed with the sauce.
Sauce is optional. Seasoning is not. That's the difference.
No,
seasoning. You can't. No, you can't.
No, but you can. I don't think you can ask for them not to give you. Well, you can ask for them not to give you a sauce, but the sauce is free. The sauce comes with the meal.
As is the seasoning is free, but you can't ask for the seasoning to be removed.
Well, because that's how it was sent to them.
And see, that's the ringer. And that's where the difference is. Sauce can be removed in every situation. Seasoning cannot. Therefore,
but then you just have
seasoning
plain
can be
chicken,
included.
and then it'll be awful because it's just plain chicken.
Not always. Plain chicken can be good.
Have you ever had a plain chicken, not seasoned, nothing, no salt, no pepper, nothing, no oils to put any sort of breading, and no sauce? You've had good chicken prepared that way?
I told you, I've made it in my freaking oven. Took one of the bites before I threw it in the taco meat.
But that was frozen. If you look at frozen chicken, it has natural flavors. Read the package. It actually is pre-seasoned. Why? They actually season it because it prevents the chicken from sticking together when they flash freeze it.
It's my Walmart. Fine.
All frozen chicken is seasoned.
Fine. I'll look at a regular chicken, but I guarantee you it will taste exactly the same and it will still be good.
I challenge you. I don't think you'll like it. Go out and buy, go out and buy a chicken breast.
It's expensive as hell. I'm not doing it.
Oh, okay.
That's the issue. It costs like $5 to get one chicken breast.
Yes, and I'm telling you, you're going to hate it. If you buy one chicken breast,
I'm not spending $5
and do not
though.
season it. Yeah, and I'm telling you, you're not going to like it. You will not like it.
Either way, regardless, you cannot say, Cane's cannot rely on sauce because
that's how their chicken was meant to be eaten.
But sauce can be removed. Seasoning cannot. And that is the issue here. And that is why you have to be... That's why seasoning's not... If there is seasoning, when there isn't, doesn't matter. Seasoning cannot be removed. Therefore, I have to go base it on that. And here's where it really pisses me off with people. We went to Steak and Shake. And this is their chicken. Their chicken's terrible as well. And everybody's like, "Well, you're supposed to get their burgers." What I'm like, I wanted chicken. What do you want me to do? And then I was like, I wanted to get a milkshake. So I got a plain vanilla milkshake. Because my thinking was, if you can make a good vanilla milkshake, then I would assume the rest of your shakes are good. And everybody's like, that's not how it works. I'm like, what do you mean that's not how it works?
Well, yeah, different flavors. Chocolate is not...
No, listen.
You don't make a chocolate milkshake from a vanilla milkshake.
But no, listen. Here's what they were saying, though. Oh, but you gotta get their specialty. I'm like, I can't get that anywhere else. So, of course, it's gonna be good because it's completely different than anybody else. I need to be able to compare them on the baseline level. The base milkshake. And it sucked. And I was just like, you can't... Maybe we need to find, maybe I need to compare their chocolate to chocolate, their peanut butter to peanut butter, but I cannot compare some special one
I agree on
that they don't have. But no one agreed with me on it. Everybody's like, it doesn't mean that all the milkshakes are bad. I'm like, doesn't matter. If you can't make a good vanilla milkshake, I can't trust you to make other milkshakes just as good.
No, that's where I disagree.
That's where I learned was that McDonald's makes the best damn milkshake. McDonald's vanilla milkshakes and their ice cream, when it works, I learned in that moment was some of the best I had ever had. And that was an experience. Yes, I know you can't just assume an entire restaurant's abilities to make milkshakes based off their vanilla milkshakes. But I think they should be, because the vanilla is going to...
That's where I disagree, yeah, exactly.
But the vanilla...
Because they're spending all their time making one specialty thing that's amazing. They're not going to put all the effort into making a vanilla milkshake because they don't need to.
It doesn't take much to make a good vanilla milkshake. And
but they don't want to spend that extra effort to make a good milkshake. They could spend on making their other milkshakes even better.
But they still need to use the vanilla ice cream in other things. The vanilla ice cream is the base for everything, for milkshakes. For the most, it's either the chocolate, either some sort of fruity, or the vanilla. The vanilla is the base for all their milkshakes. For most places, actually, I'd say almost every place, it's all just normal whole milk.
Won't they add like vanilla extract or anything to a vanilla milkshake?
I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
I know for a fact. I guarantee you McDonald's doesn't. And it's still better. No, you wouldn't want to just add straight up vanilla extract.
But I'm thinking like...
No, they don't just have, like, plain ice cream that's just sweetened. That's not a thing. Yeah. They don't do that. Because they know the most popular flavors are chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Not in any specific order. They know those are the three most popular flavors. And so, they're going to need to have a large amount of that. And so, they use all their other milkshakes for every place. It's a derivative of that. It's all just added extra stuff. I'm grading their base.
I agree with trying to grade a base. But back to the chicken, the problem I still have is that...
Then you cannot compare, and I cannot hear anybody ever complain about if I don't like what they like.
Hang on. And that's why it's an opinion. It's all an opinion, but hang on. What I'm still on about is that you have either way. It's either dry or it's a liquid. Okay, dry is like a seasoning. The liquid is the sauce. Okay. I get your idea of trying to compare two very similar products because that's the best way to compare. Like trying to compare vanilla to vanilla, right? The problem is, I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be a preference thing. Because like when we did that water test, we did not agree on which water was the best, despite it all being water. At the end of the day, if you're trying to, because I think I said this during the water test, it all just tastes like water. It all tastes the same. Yeah, there may be one that's like, I don't know, maybe it tastes better just because I'm trying so hard to pick a favorite. But like, if you're just trying to compare,
there were some that just straight up tasted bad, though.
Well, yeah, tap water.
No. There was Which brand that we both agreed was just bad?
Was it Dasani?
No. Dasani got ranked high, remember?
Did it?
Yeah, we ranked it higher than most of the other ones.
Well, I just remember there was
which
one
is what
that-
shocked us. I think
I
it might have been Aquafina or something.
Yeah, I just remember there was one that your roommate liked that we did not really.
Fiji. Fiji was bad.
Was it Fiji?
Yeah. No, the water bottle likes Fiji, but Fiji was just straight up bad. I remember we drank the Fiji. I'm like, this is bad. This is not good.
But like, let's just take just simple plain ranch. If you're gonna add new flavors to it, it's a new product. You're gonna call it something different, right? You know, like when we were at Wingstop, right? They had all these different ways of different sauces. Your idea is to only compare them based on the exact same similar sauce. But you're not really going to see a huge discrepancy because you're using the exact same products. All that it's going to come down to is just how natural and rich those herbs and things that they're using. If they're using the exact same products, I would not expect there to be a huge difference. Any difference is just going to be a preference thing. Because it's almost the exact same product. And so the problem with seasonings is that it's the exact same deal with sauces, right? They're going to use different herbs and different percentages of different varieties of things. It's not going to be the exact same seasonings. And so liking one season over another is a preference.
What about French fries? Because a lot of people...
Hang on. So where I'm going with this is that at the end of the day, if your seasoning is dry or liquid, that should not matter. The problem that you're having is because it's so difficult to find, is because you don't want to use a different liquid. You like the same liquid you use. And it's so hard to find another liquid that's the exact same because obviously they're going to use different percentages and different herbs and different things to make theirs taste better. And it's now different. It's not the exact same thing. So, of course, there's now going to be a discrepancy in the sauce. But it should not matter if it's liquid or dry.
It does matter.
It should not matter.
Because, okay, how about this? What if instead of going around... What if I did it this way? What if, let's say I did like cane sauce. What if I brought cane sauce with me everywhere and I dipped everybody's chicken in the cane sauce?
No, you can't.
Nope, why not?
You can only...
What if I dip somebody else's chicken in the cane sauce and it's way better than Cane's, which is literally designed to taste good with the cane sauce? Therefore, Cane's chicken is trash if another chicken can beat it out by being dipped in its specialty sauce. By that logic, therefore Cane's chicken is just bad. That they even tried to design it so that it would taste best, but I found another chicken that wasn't designed to be mixed with theirs that tasted better. Therefore, I can root out that their chicken is bad, and I can therefore no longer have to compare with the sauce.
No, because I feel like you could get the exact same result by taking someone else's base chicken and seasoning it.
Not always.
The problem is that the seasoning is cooked. It's how it's prepared.
Right. That's the biggest part I'm trying to figure out is how they prepare the chicken. Because Cane's chicken's dry as hell. Why the hell is it dry? They all get fried. What are they doing different that's making it so dry? That's my issue. Their chicken's dry. You think it looks juicy, you think it's going to be juicy, everybody says it is, and then I take a bite and it's not. I immediately reaching for a drink of water.
That's the thing. It's when you said, okay, if you use it, you're saying their chicken, it's not the chicken that's bad, it's the seasoning and herbs that they use to prepare it, which is a whole different thing.
Cane's chicken's flavor is bad.
You cannot say, you just said that if I take someone else's chicken and use it with cane sauce, there go, Cane's chicken is bad. No, the chicken, you cannot say the chicken is bad. It's the seasonings that they use to enhance that flavor.
I'm not talking seasonings though.
No, hang on. Right? So if you take Cane's chicken and someone else's chicken and you both and you dip both in cane sauce, and you liked the other chicken that did not come from Cane's, that does not mean that the chicken from Cane's is bad. That means that the seasonings that they use to enhance their chicken is
What if I'm not
subpar.
going based off of seasonings, though?
But you just said you cannot remove the seasonings. The seasonings have to be
Right,
included.
but when I'm saying Cane's chicken is bad, I'm
you
not
can't
saying
say
that
the
it.
chicken is bad. You
No,
cannot
no,
say
no,
the
no,
chicken
no,
is
no,
bad.
no. Right now, I do not like Cane's chicken. It does not.
How do you know what their chicken tastes like? You know what the seasonings they use to enhance
No,
their
let
chicken.
me. You gotta let me explain what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, go on.
Cane's chicken does not taste bad. I do. When I take a bite, I'm like, oh, this tastes like. No, Cane's chicken is not bad. It's dry. That is the issue with Cane's chicken. Everybody says it's juicy. They say it's juicy, but it's not. It is dry.
I've never really had a significant dry experience.
I've been there, I don't even know how many damn times, and every time it's the same experience, and it's just dry. So damn dry. And I'm like, everyone else is like, this is great. I'm like, how? How? And it's just not. It's not good. It's just dry. But it doesn't taste awful. It tastes fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There are other places that, of course, their seasoning makes it taste better. But their chicken's also just better because it doesn't make me want to reach for my drink right away. Cane's chicken makes me want to reach for my drink constantly, which is filled with freaking ice.
I'm sorry you've had such a bad experience, but I cannot really compare.
Experiences. I've had Cane's chicken more than I've had anybody else's chicken. Which is unfortunate.
I'm sorry you've had such terrible experiences with Cane's. However, I just cannot relate. I'm sorry. I cannot relate. I've never really had a significant dry. I think there maybe has been one, maybe two experiences where it's just like, this isn't that good. It's just, it is. Like you said,
my biggest...
It was slightly dry, but it was never just like, I need a drink right now. I've never really had that sort of experience. It was after just eating 6 of them, like a caniac or whatever, and not taking a single sip.
My biggest issue is just that everybody likes Cane's, but I don't see it. I don't see why they like it. I don't understand how they like it. It just doesn't make sense.
It's because you're not using their sauce.
Regardless. No, they just say the chicken is good too. And I'm like, how? In what universe? I don't understand. And I'm like, I tell them to exclude the sauce.
I don't agree.
And then I tell them to exclude the sauce. And then they're like, it's still good. It's still really good chicken. I'm like, what? What?
No.
And they tell me my taste buds are broken. I'm like, what? I'm like, it's not even the taste.
The seasonings they use to enhance their chicken is
it's very light. They don't do much.
Subpar compared to what I had before. Because, like I said, they're focusing on the sauce. Because the sauce is going to drown out the seasonings. Which makes sense. You're going to focus if you're going to have a really good sauce, you're going to focus your efforts on the sauce.
I never said the seasonings were bad. The seasonings are good.
But no, I guess I never really have found chicken, they're just eating the chicken without the sauce. It's alright. It's nothing really special. The sauce is what brings it all together because that's where the flavor is meant to be enjoyed. It's from the sauce.
I think why I have such a thing against Cane's is that I do prefer their breading style over everybody else's because their breading doesn't peel off. Mm-hmm. Their seasonings are good. I wish there was a bit more on there, but obviously if they're going all on their sauce, that makes sense.
Exactly.
But it's when everybody says, like everybody says it's the best chicken, that is my irritation because it's not.
No, yeah.
It is not.
No.
And I'm like, I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know how it's good. I don't understand. I'm like, there's potential if they would figure out how to not have it make... It's like, they're just like, oh, were you there at the right time? And I'm like, I've been there when there was a line out the door. That chicken should be as fresh as it can possibly be. And it was subpar. They also... My other issue was everybody hyped up their lemonade. I've had their lemonade. A can of Minute Maid is better.
I think it's I don't really get their lemonade. I usually just get Dr. Pepper or something.
Well, I
To
get
me,
water.
I have had their lemonade before, and it's almost just too sweet.
See, I didn't get that. It tasted like water. There was nothing to it. I'm like, this isn't like everybody.
When I had their lemonade, it was years ago.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, same for me.
but
I've never
it was-
gone back because
I
it's
just
not.
usually just get like Dr. Pepper or something.
Everybody's like, because like somebody was hyping up their lemonade, and they keep it locked behind the counter. You can't just go get it yourself.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's more expensive than soda.
So I'm like, this has to be good, and it's not. It's not. The can of Minute Maid's better.
Yeah, I feel like it's still once again better, best. It's all opinions.
Has more flavor.
Hang on. For all the people out there, at the end of the day, this is just our opinion. You may like it more, and that's your preference. I'm just saying what my preference is. You're saying what your preference is. Obviously, there's going to be disagreements because we don't have the exact same taste buds. No one's going to get the exact same experience out of it because of all the other things and flavors that we have experienced that are going to change your way you perceive a new thing.
Now, how many wing places have you been to?
Wing places, not many. I don't even know. I don't really go out to eat much.
Neither do I.
And when I do go out to eat, it's usually a place I've already been to.
So have you been to Wingstop before then?
Yeah, that was my second time.
I was there. So I think their wings had been sitting out for a while because they were really dry, or at least mine were.
For
And
me,
tough.
it was too hard to tell because there's so much sauce on it.
I didn't have any sauce. Mine had no sauce.
Well, that was your problem. That's probably why your wings and chicken at Cane's have tasted bad. You're not using a sauce. The sauce
Well,
is...
no, I got sauce. I got their original.
Yeah?
And there wasn't any on it. I took a bite of one of them. I'm like,
We said all the sauce was in the corner.
yeah. But even the one in the corner didn't have that much sauce on it.
Oh,
I was just like, the
Because,
hell
like, you
is-
saw mine. I had sauce galore.
Yeah, they gave you so much sauce. They
I
gave
had
me
sauce
none.
galore. I did not have the experience of it tasting dry because
No.
there's so much sauce.
Well, no. Like, it's not a. It's the. See, but that's also you had boneless, so I can't. You can't compare yours to mine.
Yeah, that is different. That is true.
Mine was tougher. It came off the bone harder. It was just. I literally was biting into a part and went. I'm like, what did I just bite into? Did I bite bone? Was it bone? It was. I don't know what it was, but it was just, I'm like, what?
But no, that's see. I mean, I do like wings. I've had wings before. I've had good wings.
Wingstop was definitely my least favorite wings.
Some frozen ones. You know, when we were kids, those were really good.
Oh
But,
yes,
but my
I remember
my
those.
problems with wings though, it's just like they're small, and so you have to eat a lot of them to get the same calorie count as like a tenderloin or whatever, because you can eat the whole thing. It's not like half of it is around a bone.
But that's not the whole point.
take,
Wings
like-
is an experience.
Yeah, I get that, but like you take 2 bites and then it's done. I mean, granted, you know, the boneless, you can stick the whole thing in your mouth and you're done, but there's more calories in that size.
Also, again though, the wing meat's supposed to be better if they did it right. Or they didn't do this. Wingstop did not
Well, yeah,
do
it's
it right.
fatter. It's fattier. Yeah, that would make sense.
Wing meat's better. You didn't even get like that's the issue with boneless wings. They don't even give you good meat. They give you breast. There's 3 parts of the friggin' chicken. There's the wings and thighs,
Mhm.
the tenderloin, and the breasts.
Yeah,
And that's in order of good to least good.
yeah.
And they're
But they
like,
put all
you give
their
me the
effort-
breast.
They put all their efforts into the seasonings or the sauce. Because the other one I got, the Atomic, that was seasoned. And this problem with spice is that, at least for me, is that there's too much heat to enjoy the flavor.
Yeah. Well, their original,
But that was a seasoned. That was a seasoned. That
So-
was not really a sauce.
their original didn't add anything to me. My last wing kind of had some heat, but it didn't add any flavor.
Yeah.
It's not like I was getting up like hints of something. No, it was just chicken.
Yeah.
That was wet. That there was something on the outside that made it wet and oily. That was it. I was pretty disappointed. I was like, I guess I need to go something hotter, but their hotness scale I don't think works because their lemon and pepper was ranked lower than their original, and I'm like, I've had lemon and pepper chicken that's had more of a bite to it than this. So I'm genuinely
I am curious what stuff below, because their habanero that I had was not. It was a little spice, but I mean I had no problem. Because like the atomic, I had to take like breaks between each one because it was. I could feel the heat building up. But the mango, that one was really good. There was a lot of flavor to that.
Mango habaneros are very popular.
There was a lot of flavor to that, but there was not as much heat as I was hoping for.
So maybe that's their issue. They just don't have enough heat.
But but that's fine. It was very tasty.
Wings and Rings, I straight up like Wings and Rings is awesome because they straight up just like add heat.
Yeah.
So you can pick like a flavor, and then you can add heat.
Mm.
It's not just like you get heat. It's you pick your heat and then pick your flavor.
Mm.
Which is I thought what they were kind of going for there, but not really.
Well, no, you pick your flavor, and the flavor has an associated heat with it.
Yeah, which I think is probably the issue. Which is why I was like the mild. I'm like, okay, this has 2 flames on it. Okay, and what the atomic had 4. So I'm like, okay, I'm expecting this to have some sort of a kick. No.
And but so we were talking about French fries earlier, or I guess you wanted to talk about French fries. I don't know. I just started thinking about that, because we got French fries.
Yeah, and McDonald's is an outlier.
And the thing is, so I know Hy-Vee does this. And I'm betting a lot of places do this. Restaurants do not make French fries from scratch.
No one does.
They don't. No, they bring it in frozen. It's been frozen, and then they throw it in the fryer, and that's how they cook it. And
right.
then after they're done, and then after they take it out of the fryer, then they put salt on it. Problem with French fries is the moisture content. How dry it is when you eat it, or how salty it is when you eat it. Salt, just how good it there is a point when you reach a point where it's too salty.
Yeah.
I don't like it being super salty. It's obviously going to be a preference thing for the people that originally made it. Because the people that originally made it are sharing what they believe is their best product, which is going to be a preference thing. And I think if you want to make a good French fry, I'm guessing if you went to a quality restaurant, they probably make them from scratch.
No.
You don't think so?
Unless you go high end, because French fries take a long time to make.
But the thing is, but see, I guess you think about it. Restaurants probably don't. They carry potatoes that are seasoned. They don't really have a French fry. They don't really fry stuff. Because I'm just thinking, back to like.
I don't think we have any actual restaurants.
Did you ever watch Kitchen Nightmares or any of that?
Yeah, but I've never watched them make any.
Absolutely ripped on people that served him frozen food.
Right.
And I kind of agree. Once you freeze a food, I feel like there's a lot of flavors that you lose because of the moisture content that you lose. You lose the moisture content, and the moisture is going to take some of those
French
flavors
fries
with
are
it.
weird because some recipes actually call for you to freeze them. Some French fry recipes actually call for you to freeze them before you fry them.
But that's probably before you add seasonings. Because if you season it before you freeze it, and then the moisture is going to take some of that seasoning with it.
I don't know what they do, but I know that some call for you to freeze it, rebatter it again, and then fry it.
Does it taste better that? Maybe that's for shape. I don't know.
I don't know why they have
Maybe
you freeze
that's for
it,
shape.
but they have you freeze them.
But I'm just thinking, if you just took
And you fry them frozen.
normal potatoes, cut them,
It's not
in
as
a
good.
rectangular prism, season them, and bake them or whatever. I'm thinking, frying obviously is going to make everything taste better.
No. I'm talking these. So my grandma made homemade French fries one time.
Yeah.
They're not that good.
Did she fry them, bake
Yep.
them?
Fried.
She has a fryer?
She put like an inch of oil in a pan and fried it.
Oh.
It's deep fried. And they're not as good. Maybe I don't remember what she put in there for seasoning, but no. The restaurants make better. Homemade French fries are not what they're cracked up to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think because also then it's inconsistency because every potato is a bit different. I think everybody should just kind of just go to everybody besides like fancy restaurants, but fancy restaurants don't serve potatoes. French fries.
They serve potatoes, but they're not going to serve
French fries.
French fries. Yes.
Yeah, that's your issue. You're not going to go anywhere that
Exactly.
makes handmade French fries because it's too time consuming. It's way too.
Because I just feel like it's not a luxurious food. It just has this association with just being a fast food. It's like you don't go to a restaurant for French fries. It just doesn't sound like something they'd carry. They'd carry potatoes.
But going back to comparing people's French
potatoes.
fries, McDonald's stands out as they don't have any seasoning. It's just salt and MSG and the oil. But yet they're constantly voted as some of the best fries in the industry, ahead of things that are seasoned, like Wingstop or Popeyes or Five Guys. Actually, Five Guys still votes ahead of them.
I think it matters.
Five Guys is really good.
It matters on the size, because I don't like a small fry. Because if
you're not a McDonald's fan.
I like them when because the thing is that they can have more moisture in them. They're just too dry if they're small.
True.
And they're just the thicker the fry, the more moisture it can contain.
So here's my thing, right? I like my fries like last night, Wingstop. Those fries were those are good fries. My issue with them was I have a preference to the way I like my fries. I don't mind them when they're kind of floppy and kind of, not pretty much cooked all the way through. They're not crispy. But
yeah, that is true. Crispiness does taste good.
But there's a thing. Though. The way that McDonald's does it, for whatever reason, you can still get a floppy French fry, but it still has some sort of crunch to it. It's weird. They're different. Or at least there's a mixture of these floppies and these crisps. Last night, there was no...
Curious, if you take it out of the fryer, do you, superheat it or something to just, have it, all the juice, all the oil just crisp over?
No, that happened... No. The oil is not the crispiness. That's flour.
Oh, what's the crispiness?
That's flour. That's being... The oil cooks... So the oil...
So they come out already crispy?
Yeah.
So why are some more floppy than others?
Because some cook faster than others. It's a potato. It's not like not like a piece of plastic that's a constant thing.
No. Is floppiness from not being cooked long enough or cooked too long?
Not long. If you cook something too long, it turns into a burnt crisp.
So they're not cooking it long enough. That's the difference.
Right. But for whatever reason, McDonald's gets a good mixture of both. I don't know how they do it.
They must just cook it longer.
But they have both floppies and regulars. And it's the perfect balance too. Sometimes they do go too much with the crispies. I like to lean more on the less crispy side, but I still want some crispies. Last night there was none.
Yeah.
They were all floppy, and I was like, good thing there's seasoning on it, because these wouldn't be that good. I'd be like, hey, throw these in the freaking oven for a bit longer or something.
Oh, what I was going to tell you, I made my own spaghetti. What was that?
I think you told me the story.
Friday night? Did I tell you yesterday?
Oh, I guess if this is your latest spaghetti story.
Friday night I made it. Have I told you about Friday night?
No, I thought you were just talking about in general. You've been working on it.
I've been working on it. Yeah. Well, I had some. I don't know. I think they were tomatoes. So I put tomatoes from garden, tomato paste. Made sure to add tomato paste and then tomato sauce, and then I added oregano, rosemary. I think there was something. I think it was parsley. I'm not sure. Or basil. I'm not sure.
It'd be basil.
Well, no, it's from Mom's garden. I don't remember what she cut.
It wouldn't be parsley.
Well, I don't remember what
It's too late in the season for parsley.
I don't remember what she cut.
It's actually too late in the season for anything, but I don't know, whatever.
Anyways, it was just a flower she cut off her pot. I don't remember what it's called. But I bought oregano, which is why I know I had oregano, and then I remember she cut rosemary. But then she gave me something else. And I put that along with some garlic. I bought a garlic crusher. That actually worked quite well. Because usually I just try to cut it as finely as I could. But I got this garlic crusher, and that actually worked really well.
Let's just use powder.
Well, I wanted to try just, garlic. I figured, maybe real garlic would have more flavor than powder. Because I do have powder.
It's hard to control.
And so I figured I'd try actual garlic, seeing how that would taste. And then, did I add anything else?
No, don't get me wrong. Fresh garlic's really good. It's just hard to control how much you get.
I did not add onions this time. Oh, and then I added a bunch of bell peppers. I added bell peppers and then a jalapeno. It actually came out really good.
Well, I mean, you had enough stuff in there. I would hope so.
It was the herbs I added. The fragrance and aromas from it smelled so good. And it actually tasted half decent. It tasted all right. I think the acidity from the tomatoes was a bit overpowering. I feel like I need some sugars.
No, you need to add milk.
Milk?
Cut the acidity. Mm-hmm.
Really? Because I was watching some chefs and they were saying add sugar or like natural flavors from like an orange, because those natural flavors will tone down the acidity.
Why would you add more acid from an orange?
Well, the sweetness, the sugars from the orange.
I guess. Oh, yeah. I guess
you need to tone it down with sugar.
Oh, yeah. It's not milk. It is sugar. I guess they might use sweetener. Yeah, that'd make it more of a. That's right. That's what you're missing. You tone down
acidity with sugar, and that's what I needed to add.
That's what you're missing.
Yes, and so that's what I'm going to add. Try next
sugar.
Time. Well, no, I don't think I'm going to use actual real sugar. I think I'm going to use like an orange or something, just natural flavors. Because I don't want to go out and I don't know. I've yet to go out and buy just like a thing of salt. Because I've also heard adding salt and sugar will make it taste better.
We don't need to add salt.
That's the thing. I just don't really want to add a whole bunch of sodium.
My
whole thing with this,
salt's not sodium. I mean, not sugar's not sodium.
No, I know, but my whole thing with this is trying to cut down sugar and sodium intake. I mean, I don't really eat a whole lot of sugary foods anyway.
I think you'd be fine adding sugar.
But I want to try just natural flavors. And so, I'm seeing how well of a low sodium tomato sauce I can make.
Well, you need to get rid of that tomato paste.
And I've already made the tomato paste. Definitely helped out a lot.
It's got salt in it.
No, I bought no salt tomato paste.
Did you read the back though to see how much sodium is still in it though?
It had like 15 milligrams, which is next to nothing.
How about the sauce?
The sauce was 0.
Oh. Okay.
They have no sodium sauce in tomato paste. And it does have a little, but 15 milligrams is next to nothing.
I suppose.
And so
I think it's just tomatoes. I think tomatoes are just naturally salty.
Well, they also add it as a preservative, so it can last in a can for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think next if I had sugar, I think I'll have a pretty nice product. Oh, and then the other thing was hamburger. So I made it Friday, and I didn't have any ground beef because my ground beef was still thawing. See, I've defrosted hamburger before, just like with hot water, but I find it comes out much nicer. The ground beef does. If I let it sit in the refrigerator for 24.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
And so I just took it out Thursday night, and so it was not fully defrosted yet. And so I remade it. And so I remade it Saturday, or not remade it. I took leftovers and warmed it up, and then added ground beef, and that made it taste a lot better. Seasoned ground beef and spaghetti sauce. Because then it helped tone down the acidity.
Gonna make your own meatballs.
Because it wasn't as tomatoey. Maybe. I mean, if I'm adding, I don't know. I bought meatballs before. I bought some.
I don't buy them. Make them.
Well, I don't know.
Because you buy them, you're gonna get so much salt.
Well, yeah, but there was a brand, I forget what the name was. There were only like 12 in there. Like, it was like $5. I think that's sort of on the pricier side. But they were really good. And they were actually larger than just like mini ones that you get in like a bag.
I don't want big ones. Hell, even the small ones are
I
too
don't know.
much.
Well, no, you cut it in half, and it's really good.
I think you should make meatballs.
Maybe. I want to get my sauce down. And then once I get my sauce down and feel like I got it to a point that it's really good,
I don't think an orange is sweet enough.
then that's just what they recommended in the video I watched. And then
I know, but I don't think oranges have enough sugar in them to do it.
well, I think they add the rind in there and everything, and they take the rind out.
But it doesn't have any sugar in it.
I don't know. Anyways,
That's why I think their orange stain's full of baloney. I think you still need to add sugar, because I don't think an orange is enough.
well, then I add 2.
No. I'm saying that they simply do not contain enough sugar to outweigh how acidic they are.
I don't know. I'll find something else. Anyways,
Because fruits...
hang on. Let me try to talk. I want to try to make my own noodles then next. That would be the next step before that. However, I do want to try to make homemade pizza again. I made it one time. Well, it wasn't really a homemade pizza. It was store-bought sauce, pre-made dough, and then pepperoni and cheese. But I feel like once I can get a good pasta sauce, I should try to make a good, marinara to use it on a pizza. And then make my own pizza. Because I love pizza. And the problem with frozen pizza is that has so much sodium. Because I could eat an entire frozen pizza and put on about 4,000 milligrams of sodium.
And calories.
Yeah.
Well, your problem with frozen... Your problem you're still going to run into is you're going to discover that all your salt's in your cheese.
Well, yeah. But I can take away a lot of that by making my own sauce.
True. But I think most of it comes from the meat and the cheese. The sauce is actually pretty negligible.
But if I season my own meat, though.
Well, I'm talking like if you were doing like pepperoni and stuff.
Well, yeah, I added pepperoni just because it came for free. It was some deal at Hy-Vee where if you bought a pound of ground beef, you got all the fixins for free. And so I was like, well, I got free pepperoni, why not grab it off the shelf, you know?
Need to make your own mozzarella cheese.
How?
I don't know. That's a Google question.
I don't have a cow.
You don't need a cow.
Well, don't I need to churn my own butter and everything?
No, you just get cream.
What?
Oh my god, you don't need a cow. You could just go to Walmart and buy the crap. You don't need your own cow. Salt's always added later in cheese. It's not from the actual milk.
So how do you make your own? So what is? Because cheese is milk, salt, what is it? Enzymes, and then
Depends on the cheese.
and then something else.
Why can't I type? Oh, it's because I'm... Alright. I don't know how to spell mozzarella. How do you spell mozzarella?
First of all, there's no N. It's like two Z's. Mozzarella. I don't know why you had an N.
I don't know.
Well, here, they were telling you. Milk, curds, whey.
No. This is the steps. They're selecting the right mix, essential tools for making mozzarella, making curds and whey, draining the curds, spitting the curds, resting the cheese. Blah, blah, blah. I want to see ingredients. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, quick overview of how it's going to go.
What you'll need.
Okay, unless you're the kind of person who keeps a pantry stock specialized, you're going to do blah, blah, blah. That might just literally just be salt right there, to be honest. You might not... You probably just have to do less salt.
Well, I don't have a problem with the salt being in the cheese. My problem is there's a lot of salt in the sauce.
The salt...
I can cut down a lot of the salt by making my own sauce.
I still think the majority of the salt in anything, if it's going non... And
well, no, I'm sure that I can cut down a lot of it, though. I'm sure the majority comes from cheese, but there's also a lot of salt in the sauce.
I always wondered why.
Because salt brings out flavors. Salt brings out flavors. That's why they add it to steaks and stuff. It brings out flavors.
I never understood that.
I don't know why. I don't know the chemistry behind it, but it does.
I think it's a psychological thing. I don't think it's actually a... I think it's a evolution thing, because we've been putting salt in our food for centuries, because that's how we figured out how to preserve it. And so you know...
But it does have flavor.
Right. I'm saying it's a human thing, because you don't see cows going out and adding salt to crap. No,
because they never tried it.
No, I'm saying humans. I think the reason why we feel the need to put so much salt in things, and the fact that it brings out flavor, is the fact that we've evolved for it to do that for us. I don't think it actually would do that for anybody, for like other species.
But you're adding another ingredient. It's going to have a different flavor.
But everybody says it brings out flavor. It doesn't add flavor, it brings out flavor. And that has to be an evolutionary human thing.
I don't know.
Because otherwise, you're adding a salt flavor, which is what I always thought. Just add a salt flavor. It just tastes like salt. It didn't actually bring out any flavors. I just thought it just tasted like salt then.
Let's type that in.
That's how every time I add salt to something, it just tastes like salt. It doesn't actually taste more like a tomato. Or more like a cucumber. It just tastes like salt with a cucumber underneath it.
At low concentration, it reduces bitterness. Well, that could make sense. Because if you're reducing the bitterness from the food, then you can taste more of the flavors that are within the food.
This is Reddit. I don't trust any of this.
What do you trust?
Not Reddit. .gov.
Alright. Well, I like reading multiple people's opinions.
This isn't an opinion. This is fact.
No. Reddit can still have facts, but
I don't trust any of it.
But look, you have 97 different opinions.
I don't trust any of it.
That's your own fault.
No, it's not.
I'm saying think about it, right? I can read 97 different sources and then pick out the ones that I want to go read more about.
I just read the facts.
But it's easier to... Okay, we can talk about this later.
Yeah, anyways. Salt through ancient times. See, that's where I bet it's coming exactly... Adding salt to food is a specific human trait. The government's gonna back me up. Thank you, Biden. Wet sock. Oh, taste is a technical term? Interesting. God, you gotta love .gov. The information that's stored in here is absolutely spectacular. Sometimes it's trash. Well, we're not gonna have time.
I think it's just. I think part of it, maybe it's. I think they're using the wrong terminology when they speak. I think it makes stuff taste salty, and that's a preference. But Science ABC. I mean, it's .com, but Science ABC. It suppresses bitterness taste.
Click on it. See if it's a blog, or see what it is. It's a blog. That's the issue with food, anything. Everything's a vlog. Blog. Nothing's actual, other than the USDA. Everything else is blog or something else. It's hard to get factual information.
Why salt is so good. SciShow.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways, we're out of time to discuss our second segment, but that's okay.
What was the second segment?
We're supposed to just talk about the observatory.
Oh.
But, we might go back next weekend, because they are open next weekend.
Oh, yeah, we have to go back because it was cloudy, and we didn't really get to enjoy the full experience.
They do observe the moon nights, and I think that'd be pretty freaking sick through that big telescope.
Yeah.
I'd like to see if they've got the nice big moon filters on those things, because
Well, I'm sure they do.
well, I try and use my moon filters, and it's still not enough. It still makes you blind. So you got to put a blue or red filter on it, but the blue preserved more detail than the red, but it was still too bright for how much you were losing, and the red lost too much detail. It was nice and dim and didn't hurt your eyes, but you lost too much detail.
You just gotta go during a quarter moon.
Well, they only have specific times.
What?
They're not open every weekend.
Every Saturday. The website said every Saturday.
Maybe they just have specific... Oh, maybe that's the other one I was looking at.
Oh. Well, they're open every Saturday.
Oh, well, fair enough. I wonder... I bet if you go 4 times in a year, you've seen everything there is to see there. Because I bet they have they run the same videos every... Okay, guess we're just talking about it anyways. So last night we went to an observatory around here, not a university grade one.
Observatory? Why do you need air quotes?
Because most people, when they think of an observatory, are thinking of giant telescopes on the top of a mountain. Used for university grade stuff.
No.
Well, no, you don't want a definition.
All it is just a building with an astronomical telescope. That's it.
Yes, but
why isn't it on top of a mountain?
No. When people think of an observatory, you have to specify that we went to a amateur observatory, not a professional observatory, because most people, when they hear the term observatory, think professional observatory. They don't think that there's such a thing as... Because we didn't know up until a few years ago that there were little observatories like this one.
because I went to the one on Union Stadium when I was a little kid.
Okay, I didn't know that existed.
Oh, I went there when I was a little kid.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that existed.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
Well, not my problem.
Well, I'm sorry you were unaware.
How the heck did you end up going to that thing and I never did?
I think there was an article in the paper my parents read, and then they took me and my brother out there. Looked at Jupiter and Saturn. I think maybe it was the one at Holmes Lake. All I remember going out to one of them when I was real little. Like, elementary school little.
Right. I remember I was across the road at my neighbor's and they had a big telescope. We looked through at Jupiter and Saturn with it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But see, that's the thing, all that you can really use a telescope for with little kids is planets.
Well, that's exactly what they said.
The better if you have a really, really nice telescope, then you can enjoy some of the miser objects. But without a really good telescope, the miser objects will just look like little smudges, nothing more than a white dot.
Yeah, that's exactly what the guy said.
Yeah.
Well, what the guy was talking about, I don't know. They said they look at Andromeda there. I'm not sure how they do it.
Yeah, he made it sound like I could see Andromeda quite well, and yeah, I saw Andromeda, but it was a smudge.
Well, that's exactly what he said it was going to look like. He said it was going to look like a smudge.
Yeah, but I mean, like.
But they also, so you're supposed to be able to see it at night with the untrained eye, and my eye is pretty much trained at this point to look for Andromeda, and I'm pretty sure I'm seeing things when I say I can see it.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what he's getting at.
Well, the ancient people claim to have seen it.
Yeah.
Claim to have spotted that specific star. And it actually wasn't until Hubble when they realized that it was another galaxy.
Right. They thought it was a nebula. They called them all of them nebula.
Yeah. They thought it was within our own galaxy because we've taken pictures of it, and it was through Hubble that we were able to find that there were galaxies that were receding away from us, and that there were galaxies that were not part of our own Milky Way.
Oh no, we're talking about actual Hubble, like the guy, right?
Yeah.
Because for a second, the way you said it, I was like, we're not talking about the telescope here. We're talking about the guy.
Hubble, 1920. Hubble.
Right. Well, anyways, no. So last night we went to an observatory, and like I said, if you went 4 times, like once in the summer, once in the fall, once in the winter, once in the spring, you'd see everything they'd have to offer because you'd sit there, watch all of their videos that they had to offer there. Mm-hmm. And then you'd be done.
Well, the next time something new, because they had a James Webb presentation, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, there'd be new presentations as new discoveries are being found.
True. You just have to get there at 8
Yeah.
instead of 9, like we did. Well, I wish they would.
But yeah, next time it's a clear night, and I'd say during the winter, we don't feel like driving out to Friend when we go there.
They know what they need there.
What?
They should do sun observing.
Sun observing.
Yeah, get sun filters.
Yeah.
Because the sun looks real freaking cool through a big telescope.
Yeah.
I want to get a sun filter for my telescope, actually.
Yeah, then you can look at the eclipse.
Well, yeah, that too. So that's why I want. Maybe they have them, but like that's my thing, right? I think that's the. All of those are limited by how late the park's open. Because I guarantee you they'd have those open later than 11 o'clock.
They have what open? What the place?
Yeah, the observatories.
Yeah.
Because they're only open till 11 o'clock. And
Well, that and you also have to consider, the average person's bedtime is coming pretty close on a Saturday night. The average person doesn't stay up past midnight on
Yeah,
that
but
Saturday
for
night.
kids, but like the adults by that point, I'd
You're
love to
still gonna
stay.
be you will. I'm just saying, my parents, every Saturday night, them staying up till 1 a.m. is rare. They stay up to about 12:30 because that's when Saturday Night Live ends. Does it come off the air at like 12:30, I think?
Yeah, they're always watching Saturday Night Live.
Well, as soon as that show's over, they go to bed.
Mm.
And it's rare for them to be up much later.
Well, what did you think?
The only time they are up much later is if they're watching a movie.
What did you think of Hyde Observatory?
I mean, I thought it was decent. I mean, I would have just preferred to go. It would have been nice if it was clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the brief moment that we got to see Jupiter and Saturn, yeah, their telescopes in a lot more detail than mine ever did.
Yeah. I wonder. I swear I saw 2 bands on Jupiter, maybe even the red spot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, mine's supposed to be able to see bands and spots, and I think we did see bands. And
Yeah, I mean, you never know if there's spots there.
you said I was supposed to be able to see Titan too, at least 2 moons of Saturn.
Yeah. You gotta know what you're looking for, he said. Know their
Yeah.
position.
And I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe they're eclipsed.
No, remember we Googled it. They weren't supposed to be when we were out there. I mean, at least I remember Googling it.
Well, the thing
Or
is,
maybe that was out when we were in the desert.
but the thing is, you have to remember, like when you look up, is it eclipsed? If the moon is in front of Saturn, to me that's still eclipsed because it's so bright. I can't tell if I'm seeing the moon has to be on the outside. If the moon's behind, it's eclipsed.
Yeah, it was out on the edge. Titan was out on the edge.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh.
but this might have been for the May trip.
Well, see, that's.
I don't remember if I looked it up for. I know I
Because
didn't look it up for August.
If it's on the outer edges, then that's when you could see. If it's in front, I can't tell. Saturn's too bright.
Well, yeah. Actually, Jupiter, you're supposed to be able to see their eclipses with a telescope like ours.
Yeah, maybe. I think Romer. Is it Romer who first found the speed of light using Jupiter's shadows, I believe.
Because what? Because the position of the shadow lagged behind the planet, the moon, right?
Well, yeah, because he found they knew that they were able to predict fairly accurately where the planet should be, and did they measure? I forget how exactly they measured, but it had to do with the shadows.
I tell you, that's got to be one of the more impressive ones, is measuring the speed of light using that, especially since we've never been there. We've never been to hadn't been to Jupiter, hadn't done any of that stuff.
And you freaking wanted to measure the speed of light with a lamp.
It was an idea.
Galileo tried that, and you know what he found? He found he found that the speed of light is faster than the measurement device that I have. Because light travels 186,000 times in a second. Human reaction time is 1/10 of a second, which means move the decimal one spot, you have to be separated by 18,000 miles for the delay. For the what?
The other side of the Earth.
Exactly. You cannot measure it with a
So we need a real big laser bounce off the moon. I'm talking big enough to where we can see.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's how they measure the distance from Earth to the moon.
Yeah, but I'm talking like with a stopwatch. We get a real big laser. Can you imagine how big of a laser you would need so you can pick it up with your naked eye when it comes back?
And then how do you account for the fact that light slows down when it's going through our atmosphere? There's going to be a lot of air.
I don't know. They freaking do it. Don't look at me.
Well, they account for it. They can account for the air. I don't know how to.
Well, you're not going to be doing it with a stopwatch, anyways. Because like, what are you going to wait for a giant green beam of light to beam down from the heavens?
Yes, 4 seconds later.
Can you imagine just like the size of the laser array you would need for it to come back like that? The
Well,
thing would
they do it
freaking
from space.
ionize the air around you when you send it up. It was just like this. It'd be like a bolt of lightning, just
Yeah. Well, they do it from space, though.
huh?
They do it from a satellite. You just gotta send a. What I do want to get is a weather balloon that goes up to space.
Yeah.
I saw a video of 2 amateur guys that did it, and like, wait, is this legal?
Yeah.
You can just send stuff up just willy nilly, like they don't have to worry about airplanes and shit.
Actually, I think you do need to clear it with ground control.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, you have to. Most weather balloons are supposed to be,
Because they said it like, and they got a picture of like the, like, black, darkness void of space, and you could see the blue marble. It was remarkable. They put like a little GoPro on it, and I was like, "What? We got to do one of it." And I think the balloon cost like $50. The problem was the helium. Because the amount of helium they needed was like $200.
do hydrogen.
It's flammable, a little more difficult to work with.
Flammable's not an issue. It's a balloon.
But is it as cheap though?
Yeah.
Really?
Hydrogen's, bruh. Hydrogen. You just make it. You don't buy it. You make it.
How do you make it?
Got a variety of different ways to make hydrogen.
Can you make it homemade?
Yeah.
How would you make it?
Depends how much we need.
How would you just tell me?
So for this kind of application, I would definitely use electrolysis.
And how would you do this homemade?
So I'd want to find the right electrode to use. Since we're not trying to make anything food grade, I'd go with lead electrodes. That's what Cody's lab did when he was making heavy water.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd get some lead electrodes, either from recycled batteries, or we could just buy generic lead off the internet.
Okay.
Because there's the thing about this, we can reuse this.
Okay.
And then we can just set it up to a battery array, or we hook it up to a car or a generator,
Okay.
and then we just let it run.
How do you capture the hydrogen?
We just have to put it in the right container. That way it all gets bubbled up to the top. And we got to have...
How do you separate it from the oxygen?
That's the nice part about it. Since you have to have 2 different electrodes, you're not just going to... The oxygen... So you have to... There's multiple different ways of doing it. You can get a semi-permeable membrane, which... Otherwise, you can do it with just having like a graphite electrode or stick in the bottom of the thing that just bridges the connection. So one side's oxygen, one side's hydrogen. So your oxygen electrode is just really small. We bubble it up through water. So you bubble it up through water. And then you can then bubble that through some material to absorb water vapor, and then boom, you got dry hydrogen. You can pump it right into a balloon. Now, yeah, and then as long as the balloon's pressure isn't too great, we should be able to, actually, doesn't matter, we're not pumping anything. So yeah, we'll just keep filling up the balloon. It's going to take a very, 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 very long time. Yeah, because you're going to need a really high voltage if you want to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, tank of hydrogen.
Can your little power supply do that?
No.
Do you have a power supply, right?
Yeah, and no, that's why I said with the car.
Have you done it with anything?
Yeah, I made a whole video.
Did you? When was this?
Long time ago.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it.
Apparently not. It was my halogens video. Anyways, no, just helium tanks. Do you know how much they used?
No. I wrote it down.
Well, you figure out how much helium they used.
It's like $200 worth. I don't know how much that
It
is.
doesn't tell me.
Oh yeah, find $200.
They're all, so
55.
55 cubic feet.
Well, you wouldn't need quite that much though, because it's lighter.
Right. Well, actually, I would want to still use that about.
Actually, I think that sounds about right, because I think they had a 50 cubic foot tank. I think they had like 2 of them or something, because I did 2 tests. Nice.
What?
Those prices.
It's 58 liters.
Yeah. For $150.
I also don't think that's hydrogen.
Hydrogen sulfide.
Yeah. Not exactly what you're looking for. Oh, bollocks. No, this is going to help. What about this? I'm not sure where you'd go to buy hydrogen. I know it'd be cheaper. I just don't know where you go to buy it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's usually cheaper just to make it your own. You just have to. It'd be. The thing is, helium is. So here's the thing. All right. So here's your thing, right? With the weather balloon, and the thing you got to really compare here. So the helium is a one-time thing. The hydrogen, you can do this multiple times.
Yeah.
That's your guy. There's your cost-benefit analysis there. Do you invest in building a hydrogen production facility, or
Facility?
a thing to produce enough hydrogen for your hydrogen needs, or do you just buy the helium, have one-time fun thing, knowing you're wasting a crap ton of helium? It's really up to you.
Yeah.
Or you and a bunch of buddies who are going to launch, or you can find other people who are going to launch weather balloons, and you just go all in on helium.
Yeah. At the end of the day, just make sure your battery works. Because I think their problem was the battery died. And I don't remember if it was... I think it was just the cold. It just killed the battery. Because it's, chemical reactions slow down in colder temperatures, and it was just not supplying a sufficient amount of charge to keep the video rolling. And
Well, yeah, what most people do is they take a styrofoam cooler, and then the camera sticks out the side, and the batteries
actually, that is what
and all the electrical components are on the inside.
Yeah.
But if they're using a GoPro, well, you're screwed because your battery is going to be
Yeah.
right next to the camera. Also, GoPro cameras don't have the longest battery life, so.
Yeah. Well,
Plus-
I think they had like 2 or 3 hours of footage.
That's about how long a normal GoPro battery would last.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they had 2 of them. So one of them died, and the other one kept rolling.
so it took, man, but see, can you imagine doing that around here though with the freaking wind? This didn't end up in Iowa.
Yeah. Well, because see, they were able to find it again because they had put a tracker on it, Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. All of this would be for nothing if you can't find the balloon.
I don't think we're gonna find ours again.
You have to have a GPS tracker. And I
if-
forget what they used. But
I think we'd have to do it out by like Mullen or something, out by Grand Island. At least that way we know it might stay in the state.
yeah.
Because around here, I bet you'd end up in Iowa or Kansas.
With the winds.
Yeah, or Missouri.
Yeah.
I definitely know it could end up in Iowa. Kansas is a bit of a stretch, but Iowa's only an hour. It was only a little over
Well,
an
if
hour
you do it in
away.
Mullen, you don't think it could end up in South Dakota?
That's if it's a south wind, but I doubt it. That's why I said not Mola. That's why I'm thinking Grand Island. Grand Island, Kearney.
So we go out to Grand Island and release it. Yeah, I'd probably still be in the state.
More than likely.
As soon as it starts coming down.
Yeah, where do you get that tech to like track it?
There's a thing they bought off Amazon.
Oh.
And then it used an app on your phone. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I forget how much it cost, but like it was like this little tracker that they put on it, and there's an app you have on your phone to track the GPS of it.
Could we make a hot air balloon instead? Would that be cheaper?
What, air balloon?
Yeah.
Like one like with a person inside?
No. Remote controlled hot air balloon.
I don't know. I don't know how to make one.
Well, anyways, I don't know. We got so off topic with the weather balloon. I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. New podcasts every other Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time. And good night.